My name is Elizabeth Chisiwa Zimba, and I'm the ACT Alliance Regional Representative for Africa, but I also double as the focal point for the Peace and Human Security Program in the Alliance. In 2025, the Peace and Human Security Program was implemented collaboratively with other ecumenical partners, namely the World Council of Churches, the All Africa Conference of Churches, the Fellowship of Christian Councils and Churches in the Great Lakes and in the Horn of Africa, among others. This collaborative approach contributed to greater impact, strengthening the prophetic voice of ecumenical actors. It also heightened the advocacy and influencing role of the faith actors, since we are more or less engaging the same stakeholders. This approach further enabled us to leverage on the diverse capacities of ecumenical partners, which led to effective coordination as opposed to duplication of efforts, and it is also an effective and efficient use of the limited resources. It is true that as faith actors, we have a distinctive role and contribution that we make to peace building and human security in fragile contexts, and also creating spaces for dialogue. And in this respect, and when we reflect on 2025, ACT Alliance and other faith actors and ecumenical organizations, we do have a unique role, and we are unique in nature, having credibility and trust among our stakeholders, that moral authority, and being trusted by all people. There is also what we provide as easily accessible. We are easily accessible, and we can also easily access to local pathways and raise the voice leaders' prophetic voice for effective advocacy, influencing, for inclusion, and peace-related policies, peace processes, and peace agreements. We undertook peace advocacy with various duty bearers, both at the national governments, but also at the regional level with the African Union and with respective embassy officials in those countries of South Sudan, Sudan, DRC, and also Cameroon. We established and strengthened relationships with various stakeholders in South Sudan, Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, among others.
Continue.
We provided the timely information to relevant stakeholders, especially to the communities, due to the fact that there are opportunities to meet vulnerable communities on a weekly basis, sometimes on a daily basis. And so we take that as an opportunity. And so we also came up with key advocacy messages on peace and human security that promoted peace, but also empowered the communities to engage the relevant duty bearers. Those key messages by top faith leaders have influenced how the duty bearers view the peace processes in those countries. We also provided spaces for dialogue, and also through the faith networks, we guided communities on peace building, conflict resolution, and transformation, as well as on grievance handling mechanisms. This, in a snapshot, are the key highlights in terms of the role of faith actors in peace building and conflict transformation. ACT Alliance, we did form a task force that brings together members from the Emergency Preparedness and Humanitarian Response Reference Group, but also the Peace and Human Security Reference Group. We formed a task force, and we are working on the triple nexus, that is the humanitarian, development, and peace nexus, and we are piloting it in the MENA region, specifically in Jordan and Iraq. and we do have our members as implementing partners, and we are piloting that sort of approach that brings in the integration of our different programs, including the peace in that triple nexus model of work. And we as peace, me like a peace focal person, we are bringing in that dimension of conflict sensitivity, do no harm, to ensure that the social cohesion component is part and parcel of the humanitarian response work of the ACT Alliance. I would like also to say that in 2025, we were able to reactivate the community of practice on peace and human security in Africa. We had to revive it. There was change in leadership. And we facilitate, as a secretariat, we facilitated the community of practice to put up a webinar to commemorate the International Day of Peace in the month of September. And by so doing, we brought together various stakeholders to reflect on peace and human security in Africa and what the faith actors can do even more and deepen the engagements.